Breaking news, in the United States, Colorado's Supreme Court has declared Donald Trump ineligible for the White House under the Constitution's insurrection clause and removed him from the state's presidential primary ballot. The ruling sets up a likely showdown in the country's highest court to decide whether the Republican nomination frontrunner can remain in the race. In a lengthy ruling, the court reversed a lower court's decision and found the former president engaged in insurrection on January the 6th in 2021. That was, of course, when his supporters stormed the Capitol. We can take you now to our North America correspondent, Jade McMillan, who is standing by in Washington for us. Jade, what more can you tell us about this extraordinary ruling?
Well, the Colorado Supreme Court has upheld an appeal, upheld a challenge against Donald Trump's candidacy for the Republican presidential nomination. It means that if this decision held, he would be disqualified from the Republican primary in that state, and that would then inevitably have consequences for his ability to contest the general election if he were to become the Republican nominee in Colorado. What the court has found is that the former president is ineligible to hold public office, and it's pointing to a section of the US Constitution that bars anyone from taking office if they've previously sworn an oath to protect the Constitution and then engaged in insurrection or rebellion against it. So the argument here is that Donald Trump did that in the lead up to and on the day of the January 6 attacks. Now, he wouldn't be expected to win the state of Colorado in the general election, and he wouldn't necessarily need it in order to still get the Electoral College votes to put him back in the White House. But the real risk for Donald Trump here is that other states follow Colorado's lead. There had been a couple of other similar legal challenges in other states that failed to get to this outcome. So this would be the first time in history that this section of the Constitution had been used to disqualify a presidential candidate. But we do expect that this will be appealed up to the US Supreme Court, so a major decision potentially before the justices on that court, because their decision would then have really significant flow-on effects for Donald Trump's election campaign.
Jade, this decision has only just come through. How has Donald Trump responded?
Well, his campaign has already released a statement. It describes this decision in Colorado as completely flawed. It confirms that Donald Trump's legal team will swiftly, in his words, file an appeal to the US Supreme Court. And he's also, in this statement, reiterated the arguments that we've heard from him on so many other occasions, particularly when it comes to the 4 sets of criminal charges that he is facing in unrelated cases in other jurisdictions. His argument that he has been made a political target. He also says that he has full confidence that the Supreme Court will quickly rule in his favour and put an end to what he calls these un-American lawsuits. So an unhappy reaction from the former president, as you would expect, signalling there that his legal team will immediately take this up to the US Supreme Court. We wait to see now how that will unfold.
Yeah, a lot more reaction to come. Jade McMillan reporting from Washington.